Murat Aslan is an associate professor of security studies at Istanbul Sabahattin Saim University and joins us from Turkey's capital, Ankara. Always good seeing you, sir. Let me just first get your thoughts on the bombing of the art school. Russia has always said it does not target civilians. We're hearing there were hundreds of people there. How would the Kremlin justify this?
Well, as you may know, there's a conception, just war, and it has two main principles. The first one is how to start a war, use et bellum. And the second one is how to conduct a war, it's use in bello. Well, Russia violated the first principles and now violating the second one because in accordance with the second pillar of just war, they have to have a discriminate war policy that civilians should not be harmed. And the second thing, they must use appropriate and, the most proportionate means of violence in their, while they're achieving their tasks. Under these circumstances, it's very clear that the attack to Mariupol, a city, bombing it, an art school and hospital is a clear violation of war norms. So I believe that there must be something done right after all these events are somehow experienced, like a criminal court maybe specifically built for this case.
And we've heard Russia deny targeting civilians in the past. Previously, when it attacked schools, it said these places were overtaken by Ukrainian soldiers. So I suppose we're just waiting to hear their justification. Meanwhile, they've used another hypersonic missile to target Ukrainian infrastructure. What's the potential impact, though, on civilians, you think?
Well, they may argue that it's a precise ammunition. That means they can hit directly where it is targeting. But in this case, still, it's not proportionate. That means once you are targeting a small building with this missile, think that the ammunition loaded to the warhead is more than the desired impact. So any missile that's used in Ukraine is not proportionate. And on the other hand, there's one more thing. They do it from the remote distances. So any response will escalate the tension, and this war will go deeper in the Russian land. So Russians must be careful in starting any type of atrocity. If they start firing a rocket from Moscow, for instance, then Ukraine will say, okay, we are targeting Moscow. So it must be somehow a calculated act.
Turkey's Foreign Minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu says Russia and Ukraine are getting closer to an agreement on, quote, critical issues and have nearly agreed on some subjects. What more do you know?
Actually, there are 4 articles currently. They are more close to agree. But there are some issues in question that is heavily relevant to the sovereign rights of Ukraine. And I believe that Ukrainians will refuse it. For instance, I don't imagine Zelenskyy to accept the Russian, sovereign rights in Crimea, for instance, or Donbas region. A complete secessionist movement in Donbas will not be accepted by Ukraine. So if you come to the basic terms, they may agree. But if the issue is about not the, marginal things, but sovereign rights or territory, I think there will be some problems.
As usual, it's a pleasure having you in the program. Thank you, Murat, for that.